Welcome back, my name is LastKnownMeal and today I'm going to talk about Gothic 5. Is it Gothic 5 or is it Gothic 4? Because for a lot of people the next game is going to be, well, if it ever comes out, Gothic 5, because we already had a spin-off which had Gothic 4 in the title, but it wasn't developed by Piranha Bytes, the original creators, because a publisher known as Jowood, who actually published all of the previous Gothic games, decided to create another Gothic game but with a different studio. And look how that turned out. So people want to forget that that game ever existed. So what they usually say is, okay, so we had the spin-off, so why don't we call another Gothic game a Gothic 5 just to avoid any connection with the previous game? And honestly, if I was a CEO of Piranha Bytes, I would actually call my next game Gothic 5, mostly because a lot of people want it to be called that way. But enough about the title. What is going on with the game? WTF is going on with Gothic 5. Every time I post a video around Gothic or Risen or Elix, Elix is a upcoming game from the same studio, Piranha Bytes, I get asked a lot about Gothic 5. What is going with that game? Is Elix actually just a new Gothic game? Are we ever going to see the nameless hero again? Because with the new technology that we have right now with graphics and everything, would it be okay if we had another Gothic game? Now, I do have a couple of theories why we didn't see a new Gothic game so far, and the number one is the story behind Jowood and Piranha Bytes. As you know, Jowood was a publisher for a developer known as Piranha Bytes, and those guys published pretty much all of their Gothic games. But the problem is, as it is with every publisher, Piranha Bytes was forced to, for example, release Gothic 3 before it was ready, and at the end of the day what we got was a unfinished game. Now don't take me wrong, I enjoy Gothic 3 so much, and to truly enjoy it even to this day is to install a community patch. It's not even official because they did not have time to patch the game like they wanted because of Jowood. And that game, with all its perks, had a lot of negative and bad things. For me, the number one problem was the ending of the story. It was all messed up. It didn't have a definitive ending as Gothic 1 and Gothic 2, because Gothic 1 and 2 were amazing games. They were one hell of a games. And then comes Gothic 3 with this huge world. For a time when I played Gothic 3, it was like Skyrim of today. It had a huge world, it had amazing music, or you can even compare it to The Witcher of today. Amazing music, huge map, amazing graphics for that time. The game had so much to offer. It honestly had around 200, even more hours of gameplay, because you did not have fast travel, you had to walk a lot to your objective. Of course, you can get teleportation stones, but before you got those, you really had to walk a lot. So after Gothic 3 was finished, Jowood, the publisher, wanted a new Gothic game. Maybe, well, which is a fact, sometimes a studio does not want to work with you if you're forcing them to release a video game before it's ready. So Piranha Bytes said bye-bye to Jowood, and these guys turned to Spellbound Software to create a game, Arcania, a Gothic Tale, which I hate so much. It was just a knife in a bag for all the fans. After playing the 3 installments, Gothic 1, 2, and 3, you get something like Gothic 4, and people defend it. Some people defend it, saying, oh, it had its perks. After those 3 games, no, it didn't. I just did not enjoy that at all. But people assume that Jowood had the rights for Gothic, which is semi-true because Piranha Bytes, as they said in their statement, has rights for that game. But what happened is that they lent the rights for Gothic to Jowood to see what's gonna happen, because I'm guessing they got burned out, they wanted to work on something different, and they had plan A and plan B. Plan A, the next Gothic game succeeds and it increases the value of the brand. Plan B, it completely crumbles as it is, and, you know, they're like, we did not make this, so the rights are finally ours. So after the release of Gothic 4, Jowood filed for bankruptcy. They were picked up, I believe, by THQ Nordic, which is a current publisher of their upcoming game, Elix. So Jowood went out of business and complete rights for Gothic returned to Piranha Bytes. So yes, Piranha Bytes can make a new Gothic game, but are they going to do it? Because right now, they're not a huge studio. I mean, if you think about Gothic as a franchise, it's not so familiar in United States, for example, as it is here in Europe. It's extremely hard to develop your brand in United States if it's only available, not available, if it's only well known in Europe. For example, The Witcher had that problem. When Witcher 1 came out, they had to offer this game to the audience of United States, and they were just a small Polish studio, so it takes a lot of time to develop a brand like that. Now, the problem is, when you have a game like that, which is not well known as a brand in the entire world, it's hard to get the money for a new game, especially if you want to create something which is going to be as good as Gothic 1, 2, and 3. It's really hard. So, right now they're going with their other game called Elix. And there is a chance if Elix either succeeds, or even if it does not succeed, that maybe their next project could be a new Gothic game. They also have Risen. Risen was a game which happened while Jowood used the rights to develop a Gothic 4. Piranha Bytes developed Risen. And honestly, for me, Risen is a good franchise. Risen 1 for me, even though it did not receive high scores with the critics, was still a good game and something of a good spiritual successor to Gothic as a franchise. Risen 2 was decent, and I just could not get into Risen 3. For some odd reason, I did not enjoy that game at all. So now they're developing Elix. So maybe after developing that game, we could see something new from Piranha Bytes when it comes to Gothic. My number one problem is the story. How do you go from Gothic 3? Can you develop the story? Can the story be expanded now that Gothic 3 is done? Because Gothic 1, 2, and 3 follow this timeline. I'm not going to spoil so much. First you had a colony, then the barrier breaks, then you're out in the world, and then Gothic 3 expands the world even more, offering you 3 new provinces. But how do you expand from that? I'm guessing that story needs a lot of work, and if they want to create something which people are going to like, it will require a lot of time. So I'm guessing one of the reasons could be the fear that people might not like it, because people want to see it, but if people don't like it, the anticipation can ruin everything, because you really want to see something, but you want it to be as good as the previous games. It is so hard to do something like that. So, are we going to see something good? I hope so. Is there a chance that we see Gothic 5? Yes. Nothing is stopping them except, money, but they do have the rights for the franchise, so they don't have any legal issues to create that game. Maybe right now, because they're working on a new game after that releases, we could see a potentially new Gothic game if they don't develop Risen 4. But it's all up to them in the end of the day. But if we are going to see it, it's not going to be anytime soon. In my opinion, maybe in the next 4 to 5 years. And if they want to create something like that, I say take it easy. Take it easy, just make it good. Don't hurry with the release. Polish it. Make it as good as Gothic 1 and 2. Because those games were awesome. Yeah, at the end of the day, there is a chance we're going to see Gothic 5, but the problem is, well, they're a small studio. They don't have that many people to work on their new games, so if we are going to see something like that, I'm guessing we're gonna see it in the next 5 years if they don't start developing another Risen game, but I'm certain after all these years, they do want to create Gothic 4, aka 5, I don't know. But I hope so. I really hope so. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment down below and tell me what you think about all of this. And don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. And that's it. LastKnownMeal signing out. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye bye.